Good evening and welcome to the Dell Diamond. It is state tournament time here in Round Rock, Jonathan.
Yes, sir, and we are coming to you from high above the field here as our video will show you the screenshot that Mr. Francis was able to take prior to the game start. So, loving this view.
It is a beautiful view, and it is a beautiful evening here in Round Rock. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Mr. Jonathan Kaspar and Colt Nickel. He's on the team with us tonight. And, of course, we've got the Kithills, Steve and Andrew Kithill. Andrew, notably the Game 1 starter in the semifinal back in 21 versus Hallsville. And, of course, Rouse ended up dropping that game because of Steve Kithill. He jinxed it, and he left the broadcast in the third inning to go sit with his wife, who is very superstitious. And the wheels fell off when Andrew had a lead in the game.
Hey, but no fault of Andrew Kithill. Folks,
no,
please
it's
understand.
Just
please understand. We've got really good juju in the press box right now with Andrew Kithill, who absolutely was a stud on the mound in that 2021 game. Did everything he needed to do and then some. Coach Crimpine doing what he needed to do, but just it wasn't in the cards for us that year. Just not able to hold the lead, right? And just defensively having a few miscues that created
so
the loss for the
Steve's
game.
got to be anchored to the press box here today. He cannot leave. So, with that being said, your Rouse Raiders are taking on the Grapevine Mustangs. They're out of Region 1, District 7, 5A. They're the number 1 seed. They have an overall record of 38-5, and they were 13-1 in district play. They're coached by Jimmy Webster. He's in his 32nd year with 564 career wins. He's assisted by Jason Washburn, Darian Mooney, Josh Dillard, and Caden Hensley. Their 2023 record was 33-7. They're 14-0 in district play. They're district champions. They were a regional semifinalist with 8 returning starters. The Rouse Raiders out of Region 4, District 25-5A, the number 3 seed out of 25-5A, are 34-9-1 and finished 10-4 in district play. They are coached by Chad Crimpine. He's in his 23rd year with 514 career wins. He's assisted by Manny Perez, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble. Their 2023 record was 30-12-1. They were 9-5, the 4th seed out of Region 25-5A, and a regional finalist. Common opponents for these two squads, Jonathan, the Cedar Park Vista Ridge Rangers. Rouse took an 8-2 win in the LISD tournament play, and Grapevine took a 2-1 loss.
Very interesting.
The Vista Ridge Rangers.
Yeah, Vista Ridge out of 6A, and really good rival that we've had throughout the Leander ISD tournament. It's basically the only time we'll see them other than maybe some scrimmages here and there. A lot of great players over there at Vista Ridge, and common opponents. We've had a few of them even when we played against Victoria East. They had a couple of common opponents, and so did our last,
the Memorial
Mustangs making their way to the Laredo tournament where we played them. Obviously, them being very close to home in the Laredo tournament.
So. Well, let's go over how we got here.
So how we got here, folks, let me pull that up so you can follow along. Again, as mentioned here, Grapevine 38-5 coming out of Region 1. They were the first seed out of 20. I'm sorry.
They're out of 7A. 7-5A.
Out of 7-5A.
Yeah.
Going against Mansfield Timberwolves out of the Dallas area, winning 6-5, 2-1 in straight games. Northwest Texans in the area round going to 3 games where they won Game 1, lost Game 2, 3-5, and then come back to win 10-2. Then regional quarters, straight game winners 3-1 and 4 over Wichita Falls Raiders. Regional semis going against Lubbock Cooper, again winning in straight games 4-0 and 5-0, blanking the Lubbock Cooper Pirates. And then in the regional finals, Argyle Eagles facing a top 10 team, losing Game 1 0-1, and then going on to win Games 2 and 3 8-2 and 12-1. Of course, your Rouse Raiders 30-9. Coming out of Region 4, they were the 3rd seed out of 25-5A. Going Smithson Valley Rangers in the bi-district round, winning in straight games 6-2 and 7-1. Alamo Heights in the area round, a repeat of the previous year, 2023. 3 games. They did win game 1, 10-1. Lost game 2, 3-4, and win in game 3, 8-4. So very similar approaches here through the bi-district area, as well as the quarter and semis. The only difference here is the regional final, but Rouse going against Cedar Park Timberwolves, the crosstown rival, district rival, winning again 3-0 and 2-1, keeping that dominance of the Cedar Park Timberwolves in the playoffs alive. In the regional semis, they played against Victoria East, a new opponent within that round, winning in straight games 4-1 and 7-0. And then in the regional final, going against McAllen Memorial Mustangs and winning in straight games 10-1 and 8-0. So again, very similar, only one loss for the Raiders coming in these playoffs in the area round, similar to Grapevine, but Grapevine falling to a very tough team in game 1, Argyle. And of course, that does show the fact that in the top 25 5A, or 25, excuse me, there's only 3 teams remaining that were in the top 25. Now, 4 teams obviously did make it to the state tournament here. Grapevine being the 1st seed at the end of regular season play. Lucas Lovejoy being the 3 seed. Leander Rouse Raiders being the 13 seed. And Magnolia West does make the playoffs, but they were not in the top 25. They were defending state champs, and they did fall earlier, Michael, in their semifinal game against Lucas Lovejoy, losing that game 4-0. So it just shows, Mag West had a deep run in this playoffs, making it here and showing why they are defending champs, just falling one game short of a repeat visit to the state finals game.
And so they're going to introduce the lineups, and we're going to follow suit. Your Rouse Raiders are the visiting squad today. Leading off for your Rouse Raiders will be the second baseman, number 9, Rainer Heydrich. He will be followed by the right fielder, number 12, Tyler Espinosa. Batting third will be the first baseman, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Batting fourth will be the center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. Batting fifth will be the catcher, number 14, Xander Forcell. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 11, Andrew Sanchez. He will be hitting for the starting pitcher, number 6, Gavin Silva. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, number 22, Nathan Miller. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. And rounding out the order will be the left fielder, number 31, Adrian Graves. They're introducing all of the players, which is uncommon, but it is the state tournament, so getting some recognition for all of the Raiders. Jonathan, if you want to run down that list as well while they're going through
yes, sir. We are going with the Raiders. Diego Gayton, number 1. Number 2, Eli Barone. Number 3, Dalton Holbrook. Number 4, Dawson Snow. Number 5, Trey Schluter. Number 13, Carson Henderson. Number 15, Cooper Dye. Number 16, Jacob Solis, which is not accurate, but that's okay. Number 17, Christian Caro. Number 18, Robert Turbay. Number 20, Noah Stover. Number 21, Rylan Payne. Number 23, Mason Gonzalez. Number 27, Connor Thompson. Number 32, Carson Pruitt. 33, Carter May. Number 34, Jacob Spates. Number 42, Scott Knight. 48, Jordan Comorn. And number 55, rounding it out for the Rouse Raiders, Carter O'Neill.
Yeah, so they're going through the rest of the lineups. I kind of got out ahead. I guess next time I'll just wait before they get finished introducing everybody.
Oh, and now they started.
Now they're doing the starters.
They started with the bench and then turned around and showed the starting lineup. So again, folks, this is a audio only, so you will notice we do have a freeze frame. No reason to adjust your signal or look for a better signal. Again, audio only. We just have a snapshot of our view from the press box here at Dell Diamond.
Pre-game, so yeah, there's actually a lot of people here. They're just congested in the shade. You look at the Rouse side, and there's a lot of Rouse fans sitting over here. It is It is full. And Grapevine's got a good representation as well. So I would say we're probably maybe 3,000 people in here overall. So continuing to run through the Raider lineup as we kind of got really way out ahead. So
yeah, it's okay.
do have some shout outs though. Carl Erickson, let's go Mustangs. And Lori Kithill says, oh, no. We were talking about Steve jinxing the games by leaving the press box. Especially as superstitious as Lori is. She refused, at Floresville, she refused to get out of the car to come into the game because she didn't want to jinx it. And then Jake Alepa.
Wives at home, bro, let me tell you.
Then Jake Alepa hit a grand slam home run. That was all due to Lori Kithill.
Yeah, my wife Monica it was big against that every single game. It doesn't matter what sport it was with Caden growing up. I can't watch. Right. I'm bad luck. I gotta get up. I gotta pace. I gotta walk. And then she hears a cheer and looks and says, okay, that looks good. I gotta keep walking.
Sherry Cheney chiming in. Let's go, Babe Drew. Woo, Raiders. And let's play ball, Raiders. Gus Garza looks empty. Where are the fans? Perhaps nobody's traveling here. Yeah, true that. Sherry, yeah, Raiders. Nana checking in. Thank you for giving all the Raiders recognition. And Mike McGee, shout out to the commentators. Thank you very much for the very kind words. We appreciate it.
Where's Mr. E, Mike McGee?
Yeah, Mike McGee with Big E.
Number 13, Peyton Tatum.
For the Grapevine Mustangs, leading off will be the center fielder, number 10, Sammy Kelly. He will be followed by the second baseman, number 13, Peyton Tatum. Batting third will be the first baseman, number 12, Jarrett Boswell. He will be followed by the third baseman, number 9, Ryan Williams. Batting fifth will be the designated hitter, Lael Esquivel, number 21. He will be batting for the starting pitcher, number 6, Dason Hill. Batting sixth will be the catcher, number 24, Gianni Corral. He will be followed by the left fielder, number 8, Brady Boozer. Batting eighth will be the right fielder, number 2, Zachary Goldstein. And rounding out the order will be the shortstop, number 4, Brenton Lee.
And then, of course, I will not go without announcing the other folks in case we do have any Mustang fans listening at home. I know you would love to hear call-outs. The rest of the lineup for the Grapevine Mustangs will be number 5, Colin Park, number 7, Drew Finnegan, number 11, JoJo Kubo, number 14, Sam Gerard, number 15, Connor Bell, number 16, Luke Schreier, number 18, Taijay Takahashi, and we are going to have a...
Yeah, we're going to take a moment for the national anthem. We'll be right back in just one moment. It's baseball time in Texas as we're set to get underway here at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar and my good neighbor, Colt Nickel.
Cole Nickel enjoying his first high school baseball game. Absolutely all smiles over there and loving what he's seeing, we're spoiling him. Michael, we're spoiling him, sitting up here, getting to enjoy his first game. He did get to watch the pregame game before ours with Lucas Lovejoy and Magnolia West, watching Lucas Lovejoy pull out the win and stamp their ticket to the state finals game on Saturday at noon.
Defensively for the Mustangs, on the mound, number 6, Dason Hill. Behind the plate, number 24, Gianni Corral. At first base, number 12, Jarrett Boswell. At second base, number 13, Peyton Tatum. At third base, number 9, Ryan Williams. At short, number 4, Brenton Lee. In left field, number 8, Brady Boozer. In center field, number 10, Sammy Kelly. And in right field, number 2, Zachary Goldstein. Due up for you Raiders in the first, Rainer Heinrich, Tyler Espinosa, and Oscar Salazar.
And sorry, Michael, real quick, I didn't get a chance. We got cut off, didn't realize they were sort of changing things up on us a little bit here, giving way to the broadcaster here at the Express Field and jumped right into the national anthem. A few guys here for the Grapevine team. Number 19, Blaine Swartz. Number 20, Luke Bajaj. Number 22, Benjamin Chen, and number 23, Connor Ray. So just wanted to get their names out there and let everybody know at home that those guys are still on this field as well and participating here in the state semifinal.
Tim letting us know, Cole's dad, that he and his daughter Brooke are here. That they're in the seats. Craig Ryder, is the video frozen? No, Craig, this is an audio only. That is just a static picture on the screen. We're not allowed to live stream during the playoffs.
Hey, folks, real quick, just wanted to let you know we did have a bit of a snafu here in the stream. We are going to let you know play-by-play, but we do not have the box score on your screen as of yet. We will get that fixed here in the next half inning. First ball does go outside to Rainer Heinrich for ball number 1, and we're underway.
This one is fouled back and will go out of play for strike 1, and that will even the count at 1. Marvina Cole checking in. Dalton Holbrook's grandparents watching from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Of course, Rainer Heinrich, one of a few of the Raiders that was on hand to watch this game and be part of the dugout in the 2021 season. Rainer Heinrich, Landon Miller, Oscar Salazar.
He'll come set. Fastball inside will back Heinrich off the plate for ball 2. Two and 1 the count to Heinrich. Hill pitching from the stretch. Fastball down the middle for strike 2. That will even things up at 2. Tyler Espinosa on deck. He'll come set. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. He was able to hold up for ball 3, and that will work the count full.
Yeah, and the appeal from home plate umpire not wanting to make the call over to the first base ump, who was quick to show he was safe and did not go around.
Aurora Castaneda, go Raiders. Good luck. Thank you very much. The payoff pitch. This is a fly ball that is going to go out of play to left. And Heinrich will get another opportunity. So that static picture of the Dell Diamond, I actually took that picture while Rouse was doing their in and out for pregame. So you can see what it looks like here for the Raiders. Heel winds and deals. This is cut on. It's hit over to short. Lee will play it. The throw to first will be in time for out number 1. That'll go 6-3 on the put out of Heinrich.
Right fielder number 12, Tyler Espinosa.
Tyler Espinosa will make his way to the plate. Oscar Salazar on deck. Sherry Cheney, grandmother of Andrew Sanchez. G-Mall watching from the Texas Panhandle. Go, Babe Drew. That pitch in for strike one.
So that's Baby Drew. Okay, we saw that post a little bit earlier. I was curious who that was.
Yeah, that's
Andrew's
Andrew.
my boy.
0-1, the count to Espinosa. A pitch. That will be down the middle for strike two, and Espinosa quickly behind, 0-2.
Dason Hill, the pitcher here for Grapevine Mustangs, very tall lefty, 6'4", standing 6'4",
Pitch
about
outside
170.
For ball one. 1-2 the count.
The DBU commit, based off of what I was able to find from him, and
Well, he's projected to go in the second
possibly
round of the
top
Major
two
League
rounds. Yes, sir.
draft, right? Cut on. This is hit over to third. Williams has it to throw to first in time, and that will retire Espinosa. That will bring up Oscar Salazar.
Yeah, and Dason Hill, they said that, after committing to DBU over the summer, grew, and just sort of grew into his body and
put on 2 more inches, right?
Yeah, a couple more inches and got a little bit more weight, which he probably needed to if he was 170 now and put some weight on.
Oscar Salazar will take for strike one.
But again, a lefty, very familiar to the Raiders hitters. We've seen a lot of great lefties throughout these playoffs.
The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike two, and Salazar down in the count, 0-2. Landon Miller on deck. The 0-2 pitch, that's outside for ball one. Tries to go after the outside corner, hoping that he'd chase.
Trying to get the chaser, yes, sir. When you do get up on the batter, that does afford the pitcher an availability of seeing if he can get the batter to chase.
Salazar will hit this one to third. It'll be played by Ryan Williams to throw to first in time, and the Raiders will go in order in the first. After one half, we are scoreless here in Grapevine. Take a moment right quick to get the scoreboard up there.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back with you folks. We'll leave the cheer of the crowd up.
Standards of quality and craftsmanship, engineered to give athletes the best ball possible. Bottom Sports, the official ball of the UIL. For more information, visit bottomsports.com. Valley Sports is a proud supporter of Texas high school sports and the UIL. Get highlights and stories from across the state during high school spotlight. Watch on Valley Sports or stream on the Valley Sports app. No limits. You have the power to crush any goal. And with Baylor's Scott and White help cheering you on, there's no limit to where your power can take you. Get the care you need at bswhealth.com. When we all play, we all win. Gatorade is committed to giving millions their chance to get in the game. Together, we can fuel tomorrow.
All right, folks, we are now back with you, and apologize for that bit of a delay on bringing the scoreboard to you, but we now have that thanks to the fine clickable skills of Mr. Michael Francis.
Just sheer luck, I assure you. Defensively for the Raiders, on the mound, number 6, Gavin Silva. Behind the plate, number 14, Xander Forcell. At first base, number 8, Oscar Salazar. At second base, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. At third base, number 22, Nathan Miller. At short, number 7, Jacob Solis. In left field, number 31, Adrian Graves. In center field, number 10, Landon Miller. And in right field, number 12, Tyler Espinosa. Due up for the Mustangs in the first, Sammy Kelly, Peyton Tatum, and Jarrett Boswell.
And pretty much as would be expected, par for the course here for Coach Crimpine, not making any defensive changes. I mean, he's going to roll with what has got him to this point. Adrian Graves out in the left, Landon Miller center, and Tyler Espinosa, Espy out in right. Again, 0 changes. Staple of infielders, as has been the case all year long. Everybody on this field is a senior for your Rouse Raiders, with the lone exception of shortstop number 7, Jacob Solis. Has been there all season long and holding that position down and really just watching him grow, right? And you can't get any better, let's put it this way, christening into the game than in your first year as a starter, making it all the way to the state semifinal game and getting to play on Dell Diamond as a sophomore. So great experience for him, and we'll look forward to seeing him for years to come in a Raider outfit.
Leading off for the Mustangs will be number 10, Sammy Kelly. He'll dig in from the left side. And as these two teams, this, I believe, is a first ever meeting between these two schools. And that first pitch in for strike 1.
Yeah, and getting a little bit of a quick report here from the Kid Hills is Gavin Silva is 9 strikeouts away from tying the Rouse Raiders strikeout record on the season to tie Andrew Kidhill.
That pitch high for ball 1, and that will even it up at 1.
And he has hit double digits many times this year, as you would expect, at 114 strikeouts now.
Peyton Tatum on deck. Pitch misses for ball 2, and that looked pretty good from here, but we are probably a good 30, 40 feet above the playing surface.
Well above. We can definitely see over the plate, but cannot tell you height at all.
That pitch misses outside for ball 3, and the count goes 3-1. Forsell gives the sign. Silva pitching from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. That's in for strike 2, a fastball.
And I'll tell you what, if that was a strike, then the other pitch that was a no call on the third pitch from Gavin, I don't know where that missed, because that looked
the payoff pitch, a breaking ball fouled off. And Kelly will get another swing of the bat.
Kelly bringing in a .371 batting average into this series. He is a senior, obviously center fielder slash pitcher.
Breaking ball. This is cut on and played by Rainer Heinrich at second. The throw over to first, and that will retire Kelly for out number 1.
And Rainer Heinrich doing Rainer Heinrich type stuff as he just is able to cut down a would-be single into right field as Rainer dives to his left and gets the ball and pops up and makes the easy out, or makes the non-routine look routine.
Peyton Tatum will stand in. He will take well outside for ball 1. That pitch misses just a bit high for ball 1.
Peyton Tatum,
2-0.
.342 average, senior second baseman.
The 2-0 pitch, that is cut on. That'll be hit over to second. Heinrich plays it. The throw to first in time, and that will do it for Tatum in the first. 2 away for Jarrett Boswell as he makes his way to the plate.
First baseman number 12, Jarrett.
Rainer Heinrich, all business over there at second base. He is well aware of what can happen when you just have a very small lapse in your mind and not staying focused in a game, as he was part of what took us out of the season last year in the regional finals.
This is cut on and hit foul as one of the Grapevine coaches helps out his on deck or coach's box.
Coach's box
fielding percentage. Another silly stat. You can go to, Rod is asking about a link to watch the game. That pitch.
Rod, that is SHN.
No, he can go. He's about, you can go to NFHS. I believe
to
there's,
watch.
yeah,
Sorry,
to watch it, yeah. This is hit out to right center, and that'll be tracked by Tyler Espinoza. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. They go in order in the first on both sides, and after one complete, it's 1-0. I mean, not 1-0. It's scoreless here at Dale Diamond.
Mike Stradamus?
Yeah. Want to give a shout out to our double sponsors and our triple sponsors, Austin Summit Group, Terry McDaniel and Company Investment, Team Guerrero, and Four Wheel Parts and B2Z Engineering for their great sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball. And just thank you for your valued and generous support all throughout the season and through the playoffs. It has been greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir. We know we can't get this far without you, and the boys absolutely enjoy the support that they get from their booster club, from all the folks that are loving Rouse Raider baseball, and it's been a great run.
Due up for the Raiders in the second, Miller, Forcell, and Sanchez.
To start creating and promoting your team like the pros, Sideline Design.
I love it. That's a great intro.
It's a great intro. Way to go.
For over 30 years.
That is really nice. A big shout out to Sonny Zapata and the fine folks at A to Z Sports for providing us with our in-game graphics and our thumbnail for our broadcast. They've been a tremendous to work with throughout the season, and really appreciate the fine work that they do for Rouse Raider baseball and for these young men.
Yeah, and those that did not get to enjoy that intro before our broadcast started, I will call that up a little bit later in the game. Really, really cool. Again, on X, where you get to see their discussion and their little video about the upcoming game and discussing what's going to happen, the really cool pictures that they take and video moments of these players.
Landon Miller at the plate for his first appearance of the evening. Dason Hill on the mound for the Mustangs, as Miller will take for strike one.
Yeah, it looks like he started him out with a changeup there, was Dason Hill, as that did not have a lot of heat on that. Dason Hill shown to be getting up to 94.
That pitch in for strike two, and Miller down in the count, 0-2. Hill pitching exclusively from the stretch, a big, tall lefty, as Miller will foul this one back out of play, and the count will remain at 2 strikes.
And this is a power versus power matchup here. Dason Hill on the pitching mound and Landon Miller in the batter's box. Landon Miller can absolutely bring it.
That spins him in of inside fastball and for ball one. That almost hits him.
Yeah, a little sweet chin music there from Landon Miller as he was just able to duck away and get out of there without being hit.
The 1-2, that misses low for ball two, and that will leave it up at 2. Robert Barone asking, is the video frozen for everyone? The video is not frozen, Robert. It is actually a still picture. We are not allowed to stream live video during this contest, as Valley Sports and NFHS hold the exclusive rights, and the UIL does not allow anybody outside of them to broadcast state tournament games. That pitch is cut on and missed for strike three, and that will do it for Landon Miller. That's the first strikeout for Dason Hill. Yeah, it's like radio. That's all they allow us. They consider us to be internet radio. First pitch in to Xander Forcell, a fastball inside for strike one. Hill doing a good job of getting ahead of batters, Jonathan.
Yes, sir, he is.
And working that fastball, which he's noted for. Andrew Sanchez on deck. Porcel will foul this one off for strike 2.
Of course, Xander not fooled by that one as he was able to turn on that just a hair ahead of it and sends it foul down the third base line.
Nothing in 2, the count to Porcel. The 0-2 pitch. Not sure where that one missed, but he called it a ball. That was a pretty good-looking fastball on the outside corner. Must have been just a little bit high.
Yeah, and honestly, it looks like the broadcast of this game is
Pitch outside for ball 2.
To
2-2.
NFHS, Michael, as I was just checking on that. Just to confirm, was Bally Sports able to bring any of it to you? And it does
They'll
look
probably
like
bring the championship games on Saturday.
Yeah, it looks like it's strictly a NFHS, which is a subscription-based broadcast.
Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for Xander Porcel.
However, I will throw it out there that they do have a trial subscription for 7 days. So
you just got to remember to cancel it, or they'll
you're
charge
more than welcome. And 7 days will get you both the semifinal games this evening, as well as the state finals games on Saturday.
First pitch to Sanchez. He checks his swing and goes around too far for strike 1.
He did make his way around there, did Andrew Sanchez, and correctly called there by the first base umpire.
Nathan Miller on deck. He'll come set. This pitch is rolled over and hit down to first. It'll be played by Boswell, and he will take it himself, step on the bag, and that will do. The Raiders go in order in the second. And on to the bottom we go. Due up for the Mustangs in the bottom. Ryan Williams, Lael Esquivel, and Gianni Corral. We're going to take this opportunity to recognize our home run sponsors, and we do have a new sponsor on that list, Jonathan.
Smoothie Cafe.
Tumble 22 in Cedar Park, Mode Design Company, Oots Environmental, Toyota of Cedar Park, Mack Hike Ford, and Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Tropical Smoothie helping to print out all those nice flare signs that they posted in the everyone's yard. So.
Yeah, I did have that show up on my Facebook reminder this around this time 3 years ago, having that same sign in my front yard for Caden.
Gavin Silva back out on the mound to pitch the second.
Professional development.
Yeah, and of course, both of these teams very similarly matched, obviously, as they made their way through the playoffs very equally, other than one additional loss for the Grapevine Mustangs against Argyle in the last round for the regional finals. But, again, aside from that, both getting here off of great pitching, both getting here off of timely hitting and a lot of offense, as you see very similar scores. The games that they lost, very tight, very close games, right? The games that they've won, big, a lot of shutouts, a lot of scoreless innings. So extreme, they're almost mirror images of each other on opposite sides of the field here, and it's already showing its way here in as far as pitching goes. So we'll see, what team has the availability to get on top first and start posting some base runners and getting ahead of the opposing pitcher.
Ryan Williams will dig in from the right side. Gavin Silva pitching exclusively from the stretch. First pitch gets the outside corner for strike 1. Oh, 1. This is fouled back and out of play, and Williams will go to a 2-strike count.
Gavin following suit here, where he's been just as able to equally match Dason Hill, getting ahead of these batters early.
Breaking ball high and inside for ball 1. And the count will go 1-2.
Which, of course, affords him the availability to throw everybody his breaking pitch, which is a great out pitch for Gavin Silva.
Curveball catches him looking for strike 3. And that will sit Williams down for out number 1.
Just like that, he paints away, and gets a couple of strikes and then decides to come in where it's at the batter. You got to think that it's coming at your shoulder. You're gonna be hit, and we see it all year long where our batters are ducking out of the box and then it breaks right in for a strike.
Esquivel will take for ball 1. Gianni Corral on deck. Silva comes set. Pitch misses outside for ball 2. Two and 0 the count. Silva will step off and he'll reset and have Forcell run back through the signs. Pitch, wow, that was a nice looking pitch.
Don't know what was wrong with that one.
I guess from our vantage point. 3-0 the count to Esquivel. Esquivel, the designated hitter for the Mustangs. He's hitting for the pitcher, Dason Hill.
There it is.
Pitch misses inside for ball 4, and Esquivel will draw the walk and be the first base runner of the evening for either side.
Catcher number 24, Gianni Corral.
Gianni Corral will come to the plate. Brady Boozer on deck. That'll put the double play into play right here.
Or if he elects to try to steal, we'll get to see the arm of Xander Forcell, the X Factor.
First pitch in for a strike to Corral.
As he has had an extremely high success rate of gunning down would-be base stealers.
Esquivel extends his lead at first. Silva will deal a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 2. Nothing in 2 the count. Pitch will sail high for ball 1. 1-2.
Great pitch recognition there from Gianni Corral, as he did not chase the high heat from Gavin Silva.
Breaking ball, this is
weak
cut on,
ball.
And a weak fly ball to right. Rainer Heinrich will move over. He'll make the catch, and that will do it for Corral. 2 away
Brady Boozer.
for Brady Boozer. Boozer, the left fielder for the Mustangs. Mustangs are dressed in their white uniforms with red numerals and letters. They have red piping down their pants legs. Wearing red and blue stirrups with red batting helmets. Fastball down the middle, misses for ball 1. That will get away from Forcell, but it bounces in front of him, and that will hold Esquivel at first. Oh, and 1 the count to Boozer. Silva comes set. And pitch in first, called strike, and that will even the count at 1.
Backdoor strike there from Gavin Silva, just works around the outside that Boozer did not want any part to do with that pitch. And
another pitch down the middle for strike 2. One and 2 the count. Sarah, this is an audio-only broadcast. That is just a still static shot. Breaking ball misses low for ball 2, and that will even it up at 2. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to broadcast live stream video during the state tournament.
We do have our deuces wild here as Gavin makes a quick adjustment to the shoe and sets back up on the mound, ready to deliver the next pitch.
Silva comes set, the 2-2 pitch.
Oh, trying to pull that backdoor string again there for strike. for the strikeout and get out of the inning, just barely missing.
And the count will go full. Throw over to first will not be in time as Esquivel gets back in.
Or should I say, as another commentator said, just a bit outside.
All right, there you go. A little Bob Uecker action.
There's Harry Doyle. Come on.
Oh, well, for that, yeah, I guess. But I've heard Bob Uecker say it just. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for the Mustangs second. They get no runs on no hits. They leave 1. And after 2 complete, we're scoreless in Round Rock. Due up for the Raiders in the third. Nathan Miller, Jacob Solis, and Adrian Graves. We want to take an opportunity to recognize our Grand Slam sponsors. Pulley offers Texas construction teams a new take on building permitting. As your expediter, Ashley Knight ensures accurate permit requirements, fewer rounds of comments, and full visibility at every step so you can break ground sooner. Faster permits in Texas starting today. Energy for Purpose. We perform energy audits for a purpose, stewarding energy use to impact the most vulnerable. I want to thank them for their fine sponsorship. And I guess we can do the walk-off level sponsors as well.
Yes, sir.
GPS Legends Baseball. With over 50 years professional playing experience on staff, we help young men find their direction on and off the field. It's bigger than baseball. We want to thank Brandon Puffer and the fine folks at GPS Legends Baseball for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider Baseball.
Yes, sir. Coach Puffer influencing a lot of young men in his life, in his career, and doing it from the heart, showing these guys what it's all about to be a professional and, letting them know that it's okay to slip up. It's how you recover from that and how you move on from your mistakes that makes you a better player, a better man, right?
Right.
And nothing but great things to say about him and that organization.
Veronica Arnold checking in. Let's go Raiders. And more folks have trickled in as they've gotten off from work. So the Raiders side is filling in very nicely.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great that we did have the evening game here as we are posted up the first base line as the visiting team here at Dell Diamond. And if anybody has ever frequented these games, you understand that you do not want to come here and be up the first base line during a 3 o'clock game.
No, absolutely not.
There is zero shade. It is absolutely brutal with the sun beating down on you on that side of the field. But you get a 7 o'clock game, you got good shadows, you got good shade. It's all nice.
Dason Hill pitching the third for the Mustangs, and Nathan Miller will foul that one off for strike 1.
And again, Nathan jumping on pitch number 1 here and able to pull it and just a hair out ahead of it, just like Xander Forcell was earlier in this game in the last inning. And
that pitch misses for ball 1, and that will even it up at 1.
Nathan Miller's bat coming along nicely here in the playoffs as he's been able to plate several clutch RBIs and have some really good hits in this series, in the playoffs.
That pitch outside for ball 2. And the count will go 2-1 to Nathan Miller.
I'll tell you what, talking to one of the coaches before the game, London High coach down from the Corpus Christi area, they're going to be playing. They're in their 4th year making it out, and I'm telling you what, it's a different time again.
That is fouled back out of play, and that will even the count at 2.
He goes, even the best pitchers that have been nonstop all year long and have done great all year long, it's a whole new ball game when you make it here to Dell Diamond on the big stage here. You can see some jitters among these guys and guys that really have shown nothing and shown any problems.
The 2-2 pitch. This is
the
hit into the middle, and there is the first base hit of the evening.
And as I said, he has absolutely come alive with very clutch hitting as the playoffs have gone along. Nathan Miller proving why he is a staple in this batting lineup for your Raiders.
And look for a pinch runner for Nathan.
No, come on. He's got all kinds of speed over there on first
Well,
base.
Don would tell you that sometimes he can unhitch the caboose.
There it is. And in comes number 27,
Connor
Connor
Thompson.
Thompson, who has found himself in many of ball games this postseason for this reason right here, is he possesses great speed and a good ability to read. And I'll tell you what, you're going to need a great ability to read. When you have a lefty, as we do with Dason Hill, those lefties possess really good pickoff moves a lot of the times, and really got to be mindful of how to read the pitcher.
Camino checking in. It's obvious that we need more cowbell. Absolutely we do. Throw over to first will not be in time as Thompson gets back safely.
Hey, we'll take cowbells over drums anytime. Anybody that was here in the 2021 run for Rouse Raiders remembers those Hallsville
drums
rocks and rockets in the plastic. Oh my goodness, it was unbelievable.
It was loud for sure. He'll come set. First pitch by Solis is bunted off, and throw to first will be in time, but the sacrifice will move the runner over.
Great execution. Get the leadoff runner on. Move him over, move him in, right? Isn't that the offensive saying?
Yep. One away for Adrian Graves. And Adrian Graves in last week's series versus the Memorial Mustangs, that he laid down and executed that perfect bunt down the third baseline. And you had called that after watching them versus Kerrville Tivy, their first and third baseman. He's like, dude, we can bunt on them all day long. They don't crash down.
And there it is again.
That's another bunt. Throw to first.
Oh, and he's
safe. Not be in time, and it'll be an error on the third baseman.
And Connor Thompson was running hard on third, and I thought maybe Krimpine would have sent him home, but the ball does fall directly in front of the first baseman, Jared Boswell, and it had Krimpine paying attention and held Connor Thompson up. But
they did charge an error to the shortstop.
Third baseman.
Was it third baseman?
Third baseman fielded that one, but okay. And yes, it was a ball that was short hopped to Boswell, but again, as an infielder, you expect your first baseman to make that play, especially on a pristine infield like we have here at Round Rock.
That'll bring up Rainer Heinrich. Rainer is 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. And he will take for a strike.
And I was about to say, nobody better in this position than Rainer Heinrich, except for maybe Oscar Salazar.
Well, he is the 5A state RBI leader. Oscar Salazar is.
Oh, sorry, that was strike one.
Throw to first will not be in time.
I marked that as a ball initially, but that was a strike for the first pitch to Rainer Heinrich.
Runners on the corners for the Raiders with one out here in the top of the third. We are scoreless as of yet. Heel toes in. Pitch gets the outside corner for strike two. And
great pitch on the outer half there.
Heinrich is down in the count, 0-2.
And immediately you see that two-strike approach here from Rainer Heinrich. Shortens up. Understanding all you guys do is get the bat on the ball, put it in play.
Throw to first will not be in time as Graves gets back safely.
And putting it in play here is almost assuredly going to plate the first run of this game.
That throw misses outside for ball one.
Everybody wanted that one.
Well, it looked good from here.
It did look good, but I mean, again, we're up the third base line, folks. We're not quite right behind home plate to be able to see where that. But I saw a lot of white chalk from the outside batter's box, the left-handed batter's box.
1-2, swing and a miss for strike three, and that will do it for Rainer Heinrich and out number two. That will bring up Tyler Espinosa.
Right fielder number 12, Tyler Espinosa.
Oh, and immediately we get a visit to the mound
By Coach Weber, I believe is his name.
Well, I am looking here, and they do not have the coaches.
Jimmy Webster will make a visit out to the mound.
Oh, here we go. I got it. I got it. You have it, but it is Coach Jimmy Webster making his way out. And we do have, folks, just real quick, I mean, always love if we have an opportunity to recognize our umpires of the game. Home plate umpire is David Spiegel. First base umpire, Richard Breingar. Second base umpire, Harold Cano. And third base umpire, Keith Wheeler. I'll give that to you. What is it? Richard
Brenniger.
There you go. I really butchered that last name, my way of saying it, but Brenniger, there you go.
Well, it'd be spelled like vinegar, except with a B. So then if it was a V, then it would be Brenniger.
Right,
there
with
you
the
go.
R.
Tyler Espinosa is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. Oscar Salazar on deck. That pitch gets the outside corner, which seems to like that outside corner quite a bit.
It does, and once again, getting ahead of the batter is Dason Hill. He's done a very good job of that so far early in this game. The Raiders having a great opportunity here with runners on the corners.
Pitch in for strike two as Espinosa takes. Hill comes set. 0-2 pitch misses outside for ball one.
Okay, and the delayed steal from Coach Crimpine does draw the throw, but not in the direction that they would have liked, as catcher was well aware of that and pumped faked to second and then looked over. Did see the Connor Thompson was off enough, so he did throw down to third, but everybody is safe.
1-2 the count to Espinosa. Hill toes in. A 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. And that will do it for the Raider third. They get no runs on one hit. They leave two. And after 2.5, we're still scoreless at Round Rock.
I'm making a quick note here as I saw Dason Hill come off the mound. He was looking at his left finger quite frequently, almost to indicate maybe that he had a fingernail concern there, and did not want to give anybody bumps with his left hand, as he is a lefty, and maybe something to keep an eye on as this game progresses.
Due up for the Mustangs in the third, Goldstein, Lee, and Kelly. We're going to take this opportunity to run one of our UIL spots.
Yes, sir, we will, and we will be right back with you folks after this short message from UIL.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
The shadows are long across the field as time marches on. We're looking at coming on 48 minutes into this contest as we're in the bottom of the third. Gavin Silva back out on the mound for the Raiders.
Yeah, and those that have not had an opportunity to frequent the Dell Diamond, it is an absolute beautiful complex here for minor league Texas Ranger baseball. Has actually flip-flopped several times between the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers, as we have seen the Round Rock Express name does come from Nolan Ryan, as his nickname was the Ryan Express. When he pitched, but he also pitched for both the Texas Rangers and the Houston Astros. Through his illustrious career.
The Express originally were a minor league ball club for farm team for the Houston Astros.
Exactly.
Zachary Goldstein will dig in from the left side for his first appearance of the afternoon.
Ooh.
He will take for ball one.
Wow, I thought that was close to hitting him there. As well inside was that pitch. He was able to move out of the way.
This is cut on, and it appears that it is going to go foul and out of play, and it does.
Now,
As
something
it
to
hits
be
into the
mindful of,
stands for strike one.
not a lot of foul territory down that left field line or right field line as the stands butt straight up against it. I mean, there's only about, I would say, 10 feet or less between the foul line and the wall.
The 1-1 pitch, he'll show bunt, and it'll be played by Silva. Throw to first in time, and that will retire Goldstein for out number one. 1-3 on the putout.
So the Mustangs trying to lay down a sneaky bunt there to try to get a speedy runner on, and Gavin Silva was having nothing to do with that as he was like a cat coming off the mound there, fielding his position very nicely with a strong throw to Oscar Salazar. Got the out by multiple steps.
Brenton Lee will make his way to the plate. Brenton Lee, the ninth batter in the order, he will take for ball one. Sammy Kelly on deck. That pitch misses for ball two.
Gotta say low, man, would be my guess. But immediately you saw the reaction from Xander Forcell, the catcher for the Raiders, with a nice little finger point back to Gavin, letting him know that was a great pitch.
The 2-0, that's inside for ball three. And the count goes 3-0. Silva picks up the sign. And the 3-0 pitch. This is for ball four. And the Mustangs have their second base runner on of the night. Esquivel was walked back in the second and stranded at first. Sammy Kelly comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. That'll be fouled off, the hit and run called, and Lee will turn around and hit back.
I'll tell you what,
to first.
As a batter, as a player, you do not want to let your coach down when he calls up the hit and run, but with the jump that Brenton Lee had on that, I don't know that swinging was necessarily the need there, as he probably would have had an opportunity to take second base without a throw.
Silva will step off and reset. Peyton Tatum on deck. 0-1 the count to Sammy Kelly. The 0-1 pitch, that's outside for ball one.
What is that stat that is showing up on the board?
1-2 pitch. The 1-1 pitch, that's fouled back out of play, and that'll go 1-2. Lee extends his lead to first. This is hit out to right. Tyler Espinosa under it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire Sammy Kelly for out number two. And we'll bring up Peyton Tatum. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. Ryan Williams or Jarrett Boswell on deck. Foul tip bunt for strike one.
And once
And
again,
another great jump by Brenton Lee.
Great jump there, and they're still just, as he went to go lay down that bunt, and honestly, that could have seen him go first to third with a well-placed bunt, but strike and come back to first.
The 0-1 just misses outside for ball one. It's interesting. On the left side, he calls that a strike. On the right side, he does not.
Yeah.
1-1 the count. Silva will come set. A throw over to first will not be in time as Lee dives back in safely.
It's funny, Michael, under the watchful eye of Mr. Steve Kidhill, he just alerted me to, hey, we need to watch. I think Grapevine's pitcher may have a blister.
Throw down to second.
Got him.
In time. Oh, he calls him safe. What a bang play by Xander Forcell.
Quick, close play. I wonder, do we have instant replay here at Del Diamond?
That would be nice. So
that.
Lee will pick up a stolen base.
Ball was positioned perfectly from Xander Forcell to the waiting Jacob Solis. And
that was a strike two. So 1-2 the count to Tatum.
I think Brenton Lee saved himself with an unbelievable recognition and a slide to the outer half of the plate or of second base that allowed him to sneak in there as he got his left hand in and avoided that tag. Again, from our angle, a bang play. But what we can't see is where the actual glove swiped.
Breaking ball outside for ball two, and that will even the count at 2.
Deuce is wild here at Del Diamond.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Silva comes set. That pitch
trying to
just outside
in that backdoor slider, and
Xander Forcell he thought that was a strike as well, as he's disappointed he didn't get the call. Full count to Tatum.
Yeah, no drums, but they definitely have the rocks inside their bottles over here to the Grapevine Mustangs.
The payoff pitch coming up. The payoff pitch misses outside for ball 4. And that will put runners at first and second for the Mustangs. That will bring up Jarrett Boswell. He flew out to center his first time up. Coach Crampina is going to call time and make a visit out to the mound. I'll discuss some strategy, Jonathan.
Yes, sir, and doing a quick peek, and I do see a couple of arms starting to get loose out there, going through their normal ritual of warm-ups in the bullpen for the Raiders, and that would be Carson Henderson starting to go through his stretches with the weighted ball. And as is customary, when the coach takes the mound and does a visit with his pitcher, the base runners will come in and visit with their coach, taking that opportunity to get some signs and scenario situations with runners on first and second.
Silva comes set. He'll deal down and away for ball 1. One and 0 the count to Boswell. Silva will spin around and throw back to second, and he'll actually end up hitting Lee in the elbow.
Yeah, Brenton Lee got popped in the elbow with the possible pickoff play, and the ball rolls harmlessly out into very, very shallow, just beyond the dirt line in the left field, and No advancement of the runner as he was trying to shake off the being hit by the pitch from Gavin. Or should I, not the pitch, the throw. That was not a pitch, folks.
The 1-0 pitch. That's swung on and missed for strike one, and that will even the count at one. Brian Williams on deck. The 1-1 pitch. That's in for a strike. And the count will go 1-2.
Gavin settling in after walking the last two batters.
That is foul tip back to the backstop. And Porcel is thanking the Lord that he did.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, here comes the hook, folks. If you've seen a nice breaking pitch, you will see one here from Gavin Silva. Would be my guess is that is his go-to out pitch and works extremely well in these situations.
That is cut on and hit over to center. It'll be picked up by the shortstop. He'll step on the second base, and that will do it. As Boswell hits into the fielder's choice. That'll go 6-U on the unassisted out of Peyton Tatum. To end the third, they get no runs on no hits. They leave one.
And I'll tell you what, it was a great breaking pitch that Boswell was sitting on and was able to get a lot on that, but it just happened to be right at Jacob Solis, who is playing just on the left field side of second base. Was able to field that easily as a ground ball and get the tag out of the speedy base runner, Peyton Tatum, that was trying to get down to second base ahead of him. But Jacob Solis showing his speed and his capability there with the glove and was very excited afterwards, getting out of that inning and helping his pitcher out.
Due up for the Raiders in the fourth, Salazar, Miller, and Porcel.
We'll go ahead and take another opportunity here for a quick UIL spot. We will be right back with you folks after this message. All right, folks, we are back with you. And those of us just joining us here at this state semifinal game between Grapevine Mustangs and your Rouse Raiders, this is not a frozen picture, folks, or a video feed issue. This is a audio-only broadcast, as we do not hold the rights for the UIL state tournament here in the semifinals and finals. If we have the opportunity to make it that far, for the Saturday noon game, it will be audio only as well, and NFHS does hold the rights for video.
That pitch way outside for ball one to Oscar Salazar. Dason Hill back out on the mound to pitch the fourth. Neither team has been able to get a run across. Rouse has had a runner on third, and Mustangs have had a runner on second. This will be hit over to short. The throw to first will be in time, and that will do it for Oscar Salazar. 6-3 on the putout for out number one. Clay Kelch checking in, supporting from London, England. Once Raider Nation, always Raider Nation. You got that right.
Yes, sir. Good to have you aboard there, Mr. Kelch. Love seeing you visit some of these games that we've been at, and love seeing that smiling face.
Landon Miller will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. And he will take for ball one. CL checking in. Come on, Mustangs. Sherry checking in. Let's go, Raiders. That pitch high and outside for ball 2.
Yeah, and even the catcher for the Mustangs, Gianni Corral, was like, ooh, I don't know where that one missed. And I would have felt the same from up here. It looked great.
2-0 the count to Landon Miller. That ball misses down and inside for ball 3.
Of course, Dell Diamond does play 325 to the corners, left and right, 375 to left center and right center, and then Power Alley's 407.
3-0 pitch misses for ball 4, and Miller will draw the walk. And that is the first walk issued by Dason Hill.
Yeah, sorry, Power Alley's 407 and dead center 400. So a little bit of a regression as you go out to center, but that is where they keep all of their fun toys for keeping this natural surface immaculate, absolutely immaculate. One of the best complexes you will see in all of minor league baseball here at Dell Diamond, sparing no expense and great seating.
That'll bring up Xander Forcell. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. The first pitch offering from Hill gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Yes, sir.
0-1 the count to Forcell. Landon Miller at first base, 1 on with 1 out.
Raiders looking for just a little bit of a spark here.
Throw over to first, just to keep him honest. It wasn't really intended to get him out, but just kind of keep him anchored to the bag.
Tell you what, man, that's that bait. That's that bait that those lefties use, man. They throw out there, man, I'm just going to throw a little lob over there. And then when they're really ready to let it loose like this.
Landon Miller will pick up
the
stolen base.
What great speed from Landon Miller as he actually breaks before the pitch is delivered by Dason Hill and is still able to beat the relay throw that went to first base and over to the shortstop. Great job. Great speed from Landon Miller. And again, like I said, looking for just a little spark here are the Raiders. And one hit here from the X Factor, Xander Forcell, could change the complexion of this game.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, he went around.
For strike 2 as he tried to check his swing, but he had too much power behind it to lay off.
He did, and he had a quick choice word for himself as he walked away from the plate there. I will not repeat what that was, folks.
Andrew Sanchez on deck. 0-2 the count to Forcell, the 0-2 pitch. Catches him looking for strike 3. And out number 2. That will bring up Andrew Sanchez.
And again, as I mentioned, Nathan Miller starting to see the ball well. Nobody is hotter than Andrew Sanchez right now coming into this game as he is seeing the ball very, very well.
He's 0 for 1. He grounded to first his first time up. Hill takes a long look in. Sanchez waiting for his first pitch. Pitch high and inside for ball 1. There has only been one hit in this contest from either side, and that hit belongs to Nathan Miller. Lays off.
No, he's safe, yeah. Oh, and that was a ball that got away from the catcher, not knowing that it was actually right in front of him. He turned thinking that the ball got off of his right side and down the first base foul territory area. Dason Hill, his pitcher, letting him know, hey, it's here. But Landon Miller able to read that and recognize what's going on and make his way to third. So the go-ahead run here and the first run of the inning is only 90 feet away for the Rouse Raiders. That should be ball 2.
Sanchez will call time and step out, and Coach Crimpine is asking for the adjustment, and the umpire is showing it's 0-1.
No,
right?
2-0.
2-0? Okay.
They finally put it up there. I was like, wait, that was the second pitch that had gotten away to see Landon advance to third, and now we are getting Coach Webster making his way out. And
he was just asking the
for a
umpire
clarification.
to clarify, because I think he might be keeping the book himself over there as well. 2-0 the count. He'll come set. The 2-0 pitch.
Oh, that got away.
That'll
that
hit
got away. There's a run in, folks. Oh,
no,
wait a second.
He's sending him back because it was hit on the foot.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, it was a hit batter.
Yeah, hit batter. Sorry, folks. He did. He has to bring him back to third. And Landon thinking that ball was actually spiked in front of the plate, and it can actually hit that dirt to plate transition, especially with a breaking pitch, can spike the ball high up in the air as it just did, but it was actually the foot of Andrew Sanchez that created that pop fly, as it were, with the ball. That
look for another pinch runner for Andrew Sanchez.
I don't know that they would use it here.
Coach Crimp is making a call to the dugout. And Coach Webster's going to make his way out, and he's
still
looking at his fingers.
He's still checking his finger, and now Coach Webster is actually maybe not asking him about it so much. He's settling his boys down,
And there's no activity. In fact, they don't even have anybody in the bullpen.
Make sure nobody's sleeping back there. You would be correct. There is not a single soul in the bullpen for the Grapevine Mustangs.
That'll bring up Nathan Miller. He has the only hit in this game. If he could get another hit, that would score Landon Miller, and the Raiders would take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the fourth.
And do we have, still looks like Andrew Sanchez over there on first. Nope, that is Robert Turbay. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Robert Turbay has now come in, number 18 for the Raiders, as a pinch runner for Andrew Sanchez. Again, Nathan Miller having a great first at bat, hitting a rocket shot up the middle of the field. I'm actually watching here as the center fielder for Grapevine, Sammy Kelly, has come way in shallow. Recognition of the first at bat from Nathan Miller.
Turbay extends his lead at first. That pitch will get the outside. What a generous call on that strike.
Yeah, it did look to be a bit off the plate there. But again, he's really liking that location.
The 0-1 pitch, that is fouled off, and Turbay will have to go back to first. And that will see Miller in an 0-2 count. Nothing and 2, the count to Miller. 2 on with 2 outs. Runners at first and third in a scoreless ball game. Turbay takes off. That pitch misses outside.
Same pitch that he called a strike on, possibly a hair further out, but the ball nonetheless. And man, that was.
Runners at second and third with a 1-2 count for Nathan Miller. Jacob Solis on deck. The 1-2 pitch, that's high and outside for ball 2, and that will even it up at 2. That pitch was 94.4 miles per hour.
That is what they are showing over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah, they actually have it up on the board.
I've been looking at that just trying to figure out, but okay. I didn't understand that they were giving a decimal reading.
A 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for the Raider fourth. They get no runs on no hits. They leave 2, and after 3.5, we're still scoreless in Round Rock.
Great job of getting out of that inning for Taysom Hill as he was up against it, seeing the second batter of the inning, Landon Miller, making it all the way to third and not able to bring him around with several opportunities.
Due up for the Mustangs in their half of the fourth, Ryan Williams, Lael Esquivel, and Gianni Corral. And what a game we got going right here between these two squads and the two winningest teams facing each other.
Yeah, and that's, we spoke about this before the game, Michael, and I'm dumbfounded to understand what the cause is behind, the seeding here and why what, again, looks to be a winning percentage, or just winning record. Grapevine being the consensus number 1 in the state throughout the entire season. Preseason was Argyle, right? Yep. Argyle had the preseason number 1 spot. They ended up seeing themselves lower all the way down to number 10 as the playoffs rolled around, and they, of course, made it all the way to the regional finals facing off against Grapevine. Grapevine being the number 1 throughout the entire year and holding that position down. Rouse Raiders being 13 as the season ended, but obviously going on their great run up to this point, having only lost 1 game in these playoffs. But Lucas Lovejoy and Magnolia West both having a lesser record than the Raiders.
Ryan Williams will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out looking his first time up. He will take for a strike.
Again, loves that spot out there. Does not give it to him if it's a bit high on the outer half. But if they're a little low to middle and they're off the plate, he loves that spot.
That is cut on and hit into left field. That goes between the legs of Nathan Miller.
Absolute rocket shot there off the bat of Ryan Williams as Nathan Miller just barely able to get a glove down on that and not able to field it cleanly as it went right through his 5-6 hole.
DH number 21, Lale Esquivel.
That'll bring up, it's Lale. It's not Lael. Lale Esquivel.
And not having the opportunity to talk with their coaches before the game as we would traditionally do to get pronunciations of some of the players. So
Lale Esquivel is 0 for 0. He drew a walk his first time up. He was left stranded at first. Throw over to first will not be in time as Williams dives back safely. From the stretch, Silva comes set. This is popped up and shallow. Solis will camp underneath it and make the catch, and that will retire Esquivel for out number 1.
Man, once again, Coach Webster calling up the hit and run. This time not fouled off, but was put in play.
Gianni Corral will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to second.
Of course, Ryan Williams paying very good attention to what happened with that hit. As you've seen it many times before, as the runner sort of gets entranced with just getting to second, knowing that the ball was hit and not understanding where the ball went.
The pitch out is to hold Williams at first. Boozer on deck. That is hit back up the middle. This
Double
could be
play.
2.
Oh, no.
Throw to first
Okay.
in time to get the out.
Good play.
That was a good play because he kind of bobbled it a little bit getting to it.
Well, and he was already past the bag, so he would have had to reverse, turn around, and either try to flip it to the waiting Rainer Heinrich to get Ryan Williams, who was very close to the bag as it was. So
very heads up. Great play by Jacob Solis.
Yeah, great decision there from Solis.
I'm going to bring up Brady Boozer, the left fielder. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
You do not want to give up 2 spots there. You want to make sure to at least get the 1 out, even though the double play was not alive. Jacob Solis doing a great job there.
That first pitch, wow, I'm just not sure where that's missed. Yes, it had to be low.
I'm going to say that was low. I'm trying to watch where Xander's fielding the ball and catching it. And he was low in his crouch there to receive that pitch from Gavin Silva.
Silva comes set. The 1-0 delivery. That is fouled off for a strike. And that will even the count at 1. One and one. 1-1 pitch. That is fouled off for strike 2. A pitch in on the hands. Fouls off on the handle.
We just show here this contrast between pitching styles from Dason Hill to Gavin Silva. Dason Hill just really trying to command the strike zone with strikes or with fastball, seeing it all the way up to 94 already in this game. And then Gavin Silva comes in and he's like, man, I'm going to lull you into a sense of insecurity with these breaking pitch after breaking pitch. And then he paints in a fastball.
Fastball outside for ball 2, and that will even it up at 2.
He throws a fastball just to let you know he's still capable of doing that, but he doesn't have to rely on that as his out pitch. Is the breaking stuff that he has is so good, whether it be a lefty batter or a righty batter, and that's why he is.
That is stroked foul down the first base side.
I was going to say that's why he's
Boozer will get another opportunity.
On the cusp of possibly in this game tying a Rouse record for strikeouts.
Silva will spin off and he'll look Williams back to second.
I'll let you read that one.
The 2-2. That will get away from Porcel, and that will miss for ball 3 and work the count full. Mr. Kidhill letting us know he is not going to switch seats. Thank you, sir, for not
very, very good call there, Mr. Kidhill.
Silva from the stretch, the payoff pitch.
Boom!
That is fouled.
I thought for sure that was all in the glove of Xander Porcel, and he slaps himself on the thigh as he was not able to
hang on to it.
Hang on to that foul pitch.
Been a strikeout.
And out of the inning, but here we are, best versus best again for the second time off of the full count.
And again, the payoff pitch.
There it
Catches
is.
him looking for strike 3.
There's
and
the back door.
And the Raiders
backdoor slider.
get out of the inning. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. And after 4 complete, we're still scoreless in Round Rock.
Yes, sir. Man, what a absolute matchup we have here. And again, I said it earlier, they're playing each other. Right? These teams are playing against themselves. I mean, they've very senior heavy.
This
very
game,
good offense.
This game, for all intent and purpose, could be the state championship game. You know, had they gone as we had projected, Lovejoy versus Rouse and Magnolia West versus Grapevine, in the semifinals, and then these two teams meet up in the final.
You know, and we sort of hit this both ways, Michael. We talked about this as previously, and again, I'm not as versed on the rules and the seedings as you are, having done this as long as you have, but we have seen it before. What I thought was 1 versus 3, 2 versus 4 as far as regions go.
Right.
When you look at the bracket and how the bracket is set up in a traditional manner, like the March Madness and college basketball. Left side faces against each other, right side faces against each other. Winners come out, you have the national championship, or in this case, the state championship. We have 1 and 3 set up on the left side of the bracket, regions 2 and 4 set up on the right side. That did not happen. So flip the script, and again, that would have been Rouse and Lovejoy out of regions 2 and 4, Grapevine and Magnolia West out of regions 1 and 3. So then you go to, okay, let's look at overall schedule, overall win percentage as it is. You know, again, your record would be your win percentage. In this case, would also be
win versus loss and the distance between those. And Rouse, of course, had 9 losses. I'd have to go back and look and see what Lovejoy had on their win-loss to see what the difference was, and so that would be the greater win percentage. You can have fewer wins, but also have fewer losses, which would give you
possibly a better percentage. Yes, sir.
Due up for the Raiders in the 5th, Jacob Solis, Adrian Graves, and Rainer Heinrich. Dason Hill back on to pitch the 5th for the Mustangs.
So again, and we will see once we reach Rainer Heinrich, their 3rd time through the lineup, and as any...
That first pitch misses high and outside.
I'll say, as any coach will tell you, the more times a great batter has an opportunity to see your pitcher, the higher his percentages go up on getting hits and having a better outing against him. And that was also another outside pitch for ball 2 to bring the count to 2-0.
Both teams have stranded 4 runners. Adrian Graves on deck.
But I believe Rouse being the only team to get a runner to 3rd.
Fastball down the middle for strike 1.
Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
You are
one.
correct.
Okay. Hey, I'm paying attention, folks. Just so you know.
Mustangs have had a runner at second. I want to say
Twice. They had a runner at first and second, and then obviously the last inning having the runner at second.
2-1 pitch. In for a strike. And that will even the count at 2.
Tell you what, great job from Hill being able to paint that spot 2 times in a row, seeing that he got the first strike called on the inner half, went right back to that exact same spot and also called a strike.
2-2 pitch. This is kind of on and hit over to second. It'll be played by Tatum to throw to first in time, and that will retire Solis for out number 1. That will go 4-3 on the putout of Solis.
Very courteous runner, Jacob Solis, as he actually tried to avoid running smack into the first baseman, Jarrett Boswell, as he had to lean more towards the foul line to receive that ball that was hit right between first and second.
Graves reached on an error his first time up. He'll take for strike 1.
Yeah, Peyton Tatum doing his best Rainer Heinrich impression, moving very strong to his left side to make that play.
And she'll bunt and foul it off for strike 2. Rainer Heinrich on deck. Rainer Heinrich helping out his on-deck fielding percentage. 0-2 the count to Graves. Heel toes in. No deal on the 0-2. A swing and a miss for strike 3. And that will do it for Adrian Graves. That is the 6th strikeout of the night for Hill. That'll bring up Rainer Heinrich. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded to short and struck out.
Yeah, and Dason Hill pounding Rainer Heinrich in his last at bat.
Pitch high and outside for ball one. The 1-0. That is hit foul down the third baseline for strike one. Both teams with only one hit. Tyler Espinoza on deck. The 1-1, that'll hit him. And that is the second hit batter by Hill.
And the Raider bat boy.
Right fielder number 12, Tyler Espinoza.
Hill looks over the dugout at Coach Webster, letting him know, hey, I'm all right, I'm all right.
Yeah, the young LaPaglia getting his opportunity to work as bat boy here in the state semifinal game for your Rouse Raiders.
So Rainer still walking off the hit on the foot.
It hit him right on the outer half of his left foot. And he's going to do a quick little run down the first base line to make sure he feels good to proceed. Really could use his speed here on the base path.
The only turf on the field is the warning track,
which was not always the case.
No, it was not.
Michael, I do recall
It used to be field dirt.
The all-star times for the T-ball teams and those types of boys, their little World Series all-star games and such, having an opportunity to walk this field at a very young age.
Espinoza will take for a strike. He is 0 for 2. He is grounded to third and struck out. Oscar Salazar on deck. Throw over to first. It will not be in time as Heinrich is easily back in, standing up. Hill comes set. That pitch almost hits Espinoza
almost
for ball one.
Back-to-back hit batters as Tyler moved his shoulder out of the way, but did not move his legs or lower half, and that's where the pitch was very low inside, just avoiding the legs.
Hill delivers. That one is fouled away for strike two. That will even it up at 2. Actually 1 and 2. All right, kind of got out ahead of him.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
1 and 2. The 1-2 pitch. This is
Get down.
hit out.
That's, right off the top
and off the net.
Man, it looks, again, our angle here, folks, and as I mentioned earlier, not a lot of foul territory between the seating down either the right or left field lines and the foul, but that looked like it was getting down and it actually hit from our angle that it looked like it hit off the ground, fair territory, but it was off of the netting and the railing that pushed it back into play. So
1 and 2 the count.
Tyler able to stay alive here and see another pitch.
Hill comes set. The 1-2 pitch. This is hit out.
Get in the gap.
To right, and that'll be tracked and caught by Goldstein for out number 3, and that will do it for the Raider fifth. They get no runs on no hits. They leave 1. And after 4.5, we're still scoreless. In Round Rock, on to the bottom we go. Due up for the Mustangs in the bottom, Goldstein, Lee, and Kelly. Let's take a moment for our third and final UIL spot.
Yes, sir, and we will be back right with you after this message from UIL.
conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid earned that solo!
You saying I did?
All right, folks, we are back. And again, coming here to the bottom of the fifth inning, Gavin Silva has returned to the mound. Defensively, no changes from Coach Krimping. And if those of you that are just joining us, we do have a screenshot here of Dell Diamond for our video feed. We do not have video rights to this game, so it is an audio-only broadcast. If we are fortunate enough to see the Raiders advance to the state championship game on Saturday at noon, it will also be a audio-only. We are given the rights to do that. But NFHS holds the video rights exclusively to the playoffs. So if you would like to catch the video, you will have to go beyond a paywall and get the NFHS app, either by phone or app on your smart television, to be able to watch the game.
Zachary Goldstein will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher on a bunt. First time up. This is popped up into shallow left field. Solis will call off Graves and make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring up Brenton Lee. Lee is 0 for 0. He drew a walk his first time up and was left stranded at second base. Lee batting from the right side.
Of course, Lee getting his steps in his last at bat as he made multiple attempts to steal second, only to have to come back to first off the foul ball swings.
That pitch in for a strike.
Gavin Silva continuing to do a great job of getting ahead of his batters and affording himself an opportunity to
pitch down and away for ball 1.
Show that great breaking pitch that has been his calling card here throughout not only this playoff run, but the season. Amassing 114 strikeouts, strikeouts up to this game.
Yeah. That pitch misses outside for ball 2. 2-1. Sammy Kelly on deck. Breaking ball in for a called strike, and that will even the count at 2. A 2-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and that will do it for Brenton Lee as he's retired for the first time tonight. That is the 4th strikeout for Silva. That'll bring up Sammy Kelly. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and flown out to right. Peyton Tatum on deck. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Silva comes set. This is hit out to left. Adrian Graves will track it. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. They go in order in the 5th. After 5 complete, you guessed it, we're still scoreless.
Still
Round Rock.
scoreless. I'll tell you what, I've seen just an ongoing warm-up session by Carson Henderson out there in the bullpen just beyond right center, for the Raiders. Again, a depiction of a major league ballpark here, as the bullpens for both teams are left center for your home team and right center for the visiting team. Beautiful, beautiful complex here. I would highly suggest making a game if you have the opportunity. Evening games, by far the best. Friday night games are even better, as they do have a fireworks show after all the games on Friday night. And beautiful complex. Not a bad seat in the house unless you're coming in during summertime, daytime, and you do not want to be up the first base line, folks. I will tell you that right now.
Dason Hill back out on the mound to pitch the sixth for the Mustangs. Due up for the Raiders, Salazar, Miller, and Forcell.
And I will do a quick jump in here. I'm not suspecting that really anybody is up against a pitch count up here into the sixth inning. Dason Hill is at 76 pitches through 5 innings. He has allowed 1 hit, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Of course, no runs, as we do have a 0-0 tie here going into the 6th. And Gavin Silva, also 74 pitches through 5 innings, allowing 1 hit, 4 strikeouts to 3 walks. So extremely evenly matched up to this point here are both of these hurlers. And again, as I mentioned earlier, doing it in 2 completely different ways. Dason Hill relying a lot on that fastball as his out pitch, and Gavin Silva comes in with a great breaking pitch to keep the batters off balance. And we've seen him from busting guys inside and getting a swing and a miss to getting guys on an outer half pitch that catches the back corner for a backdoor slider and an out. So great job, both of these guys, and show exactly why they've made it this far in the playoffs. Few of the Mustang faithful chiming in on where they thought that pitch was, and not really liking that ball call. That actually even drew a very lengthy pause from the catcher, Gianni Corral, before giving that ball back to Dason Hill, who made his way halfway from the mound to home plate. Yes, sir. For either side or just for the Raiders? Wow. Thought we had a back-to-back walk. This lead off. I was like, man, did we have? I thought maybe we had one. I wasn't sure. Yes. Cut. Oh, I will say it just adjusted. I was like, Caden Kaspar has made it to the ball field and was playing. his icon was literally on first base. Just a moment ago, I'm like, wow, he's on the field and I don't see him?
Catcher number 4, Xander Porcel.
There we go. No, I'm here, Veronica. My engineer just forgot to unmute me. Thank you for calling that to my attention.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
My
Sorry
bad.
about that.
My bad, folks.
That pitch misses outside to Xander Forcell. Forcell 0 for 2. He's got a strikeout looking and swinging. Landon Miller struck out. And Oscar Salazar drew a leadoff walk. So 1 on. Yeah, I think Kid Hill. Throw over to first will not be in time. I think Kid Hill's still in his chair.
Oh, he said he's not moving, so I would bet to imagine he is exactly in that spot.
Orlando, this is a audio-only broadcast. That is just a static picture. We can't stream live video. Forcell will take for strike 1, and that will even it up at 1.
And again, I mentioned it earlier, we could really use a spark here from the Raider bats, and if anybody can do it, it's this gentleman right here, the X Factor, Xander Forcell.
He'll take inside for ball 2, and that will take the count 2-1.
Always seems to find a way of getting that clutch hit in big moments throughout these playoffs. He is the extra base king for these Raiders bats. Could really, really use it here.
That pitch will sail high for ball 3, and Forcell in a 3-1 count.
But he's doing an unbelievable job of showing patience here and not chasing. As he even motioned to Coach Krempine what the count was. And I would bet here he's letting him know, man, if you see something you like, tee off. Oscar Salazar, not the fastest Raider on the base path, but does a really good job of running those bases. And if he can get a ball in the grass for a double from Xander.
The 3-1 pitch, that's outside for ball 4.
Okay, we'll take a walk and 2 on. With only 1 out, that works just the same.
And that'll bring up Andrew Sanchez.
Again, seeing the ball very well is Andrew Sanchez.
Number 11.
Nathan Miller on deck.
You know, and I have misspoken multiple times this year, and I need to correct that. I have said that Jacob Solis and Andrew Sanchez are the only non-seniors on this squad that have seen themselves in this lineup throughout the year. Adrian Graves, left fielder,
He's a junior.
is a junior, and I want to throw that out there. I have not mentioned that, and we will get to see a lot more of Adrian Graves next year, along with Jacob Solis and Andrew Sanchez, as well as Mason Gonzalez, who has found himself in the lineup when Oscar Salazar has made his way to the pitcher's mound. And that is not to say out of the question from happening. And we do now finally have some activity here as we've got a few guys making their way out to the bullpen for the Grapevine Mustangs, and it did look like it was number 6, but that I do not show. So I'm going to have to double check
Andrew Sanchez will step in, and he will take for strike one.
Okay, it was not number 6. It's number 16, Luke Schreier, that has made his way out. Schreier or Schreier?
Schreier, I would say.
Could go Schreier, could go Schreier.
Look up his pitching stats there, Jonathan. See what his record is.
Luke Schreier is a pitcher / first baseman.
The 0-1.
10-2 on the
That's
season.
inside for ball one, and Grapevine is not happy. They felt that was a strike, and the count is 1-1.
Again, Luke Schreier, 10-2 on the season. One of 3 10-game winners for the Grapevine Mustangs.
That pitch will get the top corner for strike two, and Andrew down in the count 1-2. One ball, 2 strike count to Andrew Sanchez. Dason Hill on the mound. He will deal the 1-2 pitch, misses for ball 2, and that will even the count. Another one of those that was really close, and you got to be defending. And
great eye. They're showing patience, not offering at ugly pitches, and really just trying to stay in each at bat are the Raiders hitters, and just looking for that one mistake to drive a ball into a gap to bring home a run. And we thought we had one earlier with Landon Miller at third, but it was actually a hit by pitch that sent him back to third.
This is put into play.
Yes.
There would be no play to load the bases with 1 out.
Okay, Andrew Sanchez.
That'll be a base hit
big, baby,
for Andrew Sanchez.
Old Bork, as he's known amongst his peers.
Bases loaded with Raiders for Nathan Miller.
I ain't going to say it. I got to show you.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say it, folks. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, but I just don't know.
Coach Webster is going to call time, and he's going to make his way out, and the Rouse faithful are on their feet.
And again, with an opportunity here, a great opportunity, only 1 out. This is the second time in this game that we have seen a Raider runner get to third base, but this time it is bases loaded with only 1 out. As I started to mention a moment ago, Landon Miller, what we thought was a pass ball that spiked off the front of the plate and got over the catcher's head, saw Landon Miller score, but it was quickly reversed as the home plate umpire let them know that it was a hit by pitch. And it was Andrew Sanchez, right? That was hit by the pitch on the foot.
Yeah, it was Andrew Sanchez.
That allowed him to, get to first base, but unfortunately Landon Miller had to go back to third, and the run comes off the board, and we still have a 0-0 tie through 5 innings. But a great opportunity here, and we'll see what Coach Crimpine dials up. Nathan Miller having the lone hit for the Raiders in this game. Coming back, I believe it was in the third. Yeah, third inning.
And they're playing the bunt.
Yeah, infield is in.
Try to cut off the runner at home in the event that there is a bunt attempt.
And, of course, any blooper over the infield, just getting enough of the ball.
That pitch high and outside for ball 1.
Now you also have to consider the amount of pressure on Dason Hill.
Any pass ball could most likely score a run or a wild pitch.
Any pass ball, any wild pitch. a walk brings in a run. I mean, there's
Hill
just
toes
so
in.
much.
He has the sign from Corral. That pitch is fouled back out of play. And that will even the count at 1.
Outfield is playing very shallow as well, trying to protect against the fly ball. Again, Oscar Salazar not the fastest on the team, but definitely possesses enough speed to be able to tag up on any kind of fly ball that gets medium deep in the outfield.
Base is loaded with 1 out for Nathan Miller. He has a 1-1 count. Jason Hill will deal a swing and a miss for strike 2. Jacob Solis on deck.
Extremely, extremely high stress situation here on these players. But I'll tell you what, they would not have gotten to this point if they were not able to handle it.
Hill comes set. A foul tip back to the net. And Nathan Miller.
He was walking like he was going back to the dugout. I'm like, wait, did he foul that? He stays alive with the foul tip. But again, staying alive, ruining great pitches and just waiting for that one mistake or that one pitch that he can handle.
Hill toes in. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And that will retire Nathan Miller for out number 2. That'll bring up Jacob Solis. Can he be the hero and drive in a Raider run?
He's wearing the correct number, Michael. I'll leave it at that.
He's channeling the spirit of Caden Kaspar, but he's batting from the wrong side of the plate.
Hey.
The first pitch to Solis is a strike. Nothing in 1, the count to Solis. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And both fan bases are on their feet right now. Corral gives the sign. He'll come set. Salazar takes off. And Solis will strike out looking. And the Raiders get no runs on no hits, and they strand 3. On to the bottom we go. Raiders blow a great opportunity. And Jason Hill works himself out of the jam.
Wow, folks. I mean, what an intense game we have here. What a great pitcher's duel.
You look and see how many pitches that Hill has now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He came into that inning with 74 pitches. And that inning shows him having pitched 28 pitches.
Wow.
To now bring him to a 102. So that does give him an opportunity to come out.
Most likely he won't be back. But
yeah.
Going into the 7th. That'll bring Gavin Silva back out to pitch the 6th. Due up for the Mustangs in the 6th, Tatum, Boswell, and Williams. And what a pitcher's duel it has been so far. Scoreless through 5.5.
Moving off, this second Tatum.
Peyton Tatum works his way to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He is grounded to second and short. Silva deals. Swing and a miss for strike one. Jared Boswell on deck. There's a bunt laid down. Silva plays it, throw to first in time, and that will retire Peyton Tatum.
Once again, Gavin Silva fielding his position unbelievably well. Would have been the only one that could have got to that fast enough to make the play and did it extremely well, getting the speedy base runner by about a step and a half. And
that'll bring up Jared Boswell. He is hit into a fielder's choice and flown out to center.
Very well placed bunt, though, I'll tell you what.
Fastball down the middle for strike one. Nothing in one, the count to Boswell. That'll get away from Forcell, and that'll miss for ball one, and that will even the count up at one. Still have activity going in the Mustang bullpen.
Yeah, and again, Carson Henderson, a distant onlooker.
That is fouled back for strike two.
From the mound, as he's pitching from the left side, is able to watch between each of his warm-up pitches as the game progresses.
Forcell gives a sign, a 1-2 count to Boswell. Silva comes set, the 1-2 pitch. That misses high for ball two.
Yeah, Xander letting him know, great position, great pitch, hoping to get a chase for a high fastball there out of the zone. But again, great discipline here on both sides.
That is fouled back.
Yeah,
and he will get another opportunity.
Very late swing on that one. He offered at that, just not really sure, but knew that it was close enough that he had to swing and at least foul it off to stay alive for another pitch.
Ryan Williams on deck. The 2-2 pitch. A breaking ball. This is hit foul and out of play.
And everybody running for a souvenir. Hey, we have a lucky fan out there. Young lady beat the gentleman in the same row with, and then she gives it to somebody else. Oh, and then he threw it to a kid. There you go.
Swing and a miss. He chases one outside for strike three, and that will do it for Boswell. Two away for Ryan Williams.
Ryan Williams.
That is the fifth punch out for Gavin Silva on the night. That'll bring up Ryan Williams. He's 1 for 2. He has struck out looking and singled. That is fouled away for strike one. That single smoked down the third baseline through the legs of Nathan Miller. As he was hit so hard, he didn't have a chance to get the glove all the way down.
He tried to get the glove down, but that's why they called it the hot corner.
The pitch misses for ball one. The 1-1 pitch, that misses inside for ball two. Silva gets the sign he likes. The 2-1 pitch, that's in for strike two, and that will even the count at 2. Check swing and went around. Another strikeout for Silva. They go in order in the 6th. After 6 complete, we're still scoreless in Round Rock.
Gavin Silva absolutely pumped coming off the mound there, as he has just gotten stronger as this game has gone on, and where we saw a 28-inning pitch inning from Dason Hill, who is
That's going to be it for Hill. He does not have his glove on.
Out. That
He
is
not
correct.
coming back out.
And that was number 16 that was getting warmed up in the bullpen, which was Luke Schreier. And that is Luke Schreyer. I'm going to say Schreier. He will make his way out, and Dason Hill's evening is over. 102 pitches, 6 innings, allowing 2 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So an unbelievable outing from Dason Hill, and now all he can do is sit and wait and watch as this game goes on, and he will come in with a no decision this game.
What is Luke Schreier? Does it have his pitching stats on there?
He was 10-2.
10-2.
10-2, and I mentioned earlier he's one of 3 pitchers for the Grapevine Mustangs that had a double-digit win record on the season.
Due up for the Raiders in the 7th, Graves, Heinrich, and Espinosa.
I was going to say Gavin Silva getting out of that inning with only 14 pitches. So he's sitting at 88 and has every opportunity to come out and possibly finish this game off in the 7th inning if the Raiders are able to play to run here and break up the no-no or 0-0, not the no-no because there's no no-no. We've had hits on both sides, but break up the 0-0 score. Of course, also in 2021, the same year that the Raiders were part of another great pitchers duel game against Dripping Springs that was held at Concordia in the regional rounds. That carried a 0-0 all the way through until 14 innings before the Raiders were victorious off of a walk-off double from Keegan Solomon out to left field. Of course, there was many opportunities in that game to bring a run in that they got base runners over to third multiple times and was part of that game, not on the broadcast, not on the mic. That was Mr. Steve Kithill and Michael Francis, but I was a interested spectator in that game.
Mason Gonzalez is going to pinch hit for Adrian Graves.
Yep, number 23, Mason Gonzalez. Batting from the left side.
He will take outside for ball 1.
So a new pitcher and a new hitter. Now this is a pitcher, Schreier from the right side.
That pitch outside for ball 2. Raiders have stranded 8, and the Mustangs have stranded 4.
Wow. Just shows how many opportunities we've had on the base path. Just keep knocking on the door, and eventually
the 2-0 pitch, that's outside for ball 3.
Again, I was going to say, you keep knocking at the door as a hitter and on the offensive side, and eventually that door will open, and the floodgates could come with it.
The 3-0 pitch, that will go down the middle for strike 1, and
Mason taken all the way.
The count will go 3-1. Rainer Heinrich on deck. The 3-1 pitch. That's a wow. That was called a strike.
That was definitely closer than the other ones were that were called balls. But, as we mentioned earlier, Michael, he's not really as much calling that outer half pitch on a lefty.
The payoff pitch. This is popped up and playable. That'll be called by Peyton Tatum. He'll make the catch, and that will do it for Gonzalez.
Now back to the top of the lineup, and immediately you see Mason Gonzalez come over and let Rainer Heinrich know what to expect, as this will now be the top of the lineup having their first look at the new pitcher for the Mustangs.
Rainer Heinrich has been hit by a pitch, and he has grounded to short and struck out. He's 0 for 2. He will take for a strike.
And again, what is to a lefty a ball is a strike to a right-handed batter, as that pitch was in the exact same spot.
Pitch inside for ball 1, and that'll even up at 1. Tyler Espinoza on deck. The 1-1 pitch from Schreier. This is
get over. Oh.
hit over to short, and Lee will get there to make the catch, and that will do it for Heinrich for out number 2.
Got it in on the hands on that pitch on the inside that Heinrich was looking to turn on and just got to it a little too quick and crowded him a little as he just sort of just bunted it over to shortstop.
Espinosa is 0 for 3. He is grounded to third. He takes for a strike on a pitch that looked low and inside.
Wow, it looked both. Yeah, both low and inside, but
he is struck out and he's flown out to right. The 0-1. This is hit to third. It'll be played by Williams.
Oh, throw the ball away.
Throw will go wide of first base.
Tyler makes his way to second, and now the ball gets away.
He's going to score. Oh, my goodness. He ran third, and he heads for home.
Oh, my goodness.
And he is going to score, and the Raiders take a 1-0 lead on 2 errors. 2 errors by the Mustangs.
Oh, my goodness. That could not have just happened. Oh, wow. What was a routine ground ball sees the speed of Tyler Espinoza actually draw a bad errant throw.
E5 and E3.
And I'll tell you what, the throw would not have happened, but the ball actually gets away from the first baseman, Boswell. It deflects off of the backstop and the netting, and it's very close at this point.
Nathan Miller headed to the dugout, to the bullpen.
Wow. And again, I was going to say, had that not been so close, Boswell would not have attempted that throw to try to get Tyler Espinoza. And once again, not setting his feet, makes an arm throw that sails high. Left field is crashing in to help. It gets past the left fielder as well with speed enough to make it out into left field, shallow enough for Tyler Espinoza to make it all the way home.
Salazar will foul off the first pitch for strike 1.
Sorry, folks, so much to unpack with that one.
It really was.
That was unbelievable, and I so wish that you would have had video, but we're trying our best to paint the picture for you on how that happened. And
Salazar is 0 for 2 with a walk. He will take outside for ball 1, and that will even the count at 1.
And you could see the deflated and dejected looks on the infielders here for the Grapevine Mustangs.
That pitch misses low for ball 2.
As now they have to find a way to compose themselves, not only the fielders, but the pitcher.
Schreier will deal. This is fouled back and out of play for strike 2, and that will even the count at 2.
Well, it must have been a great play. A big
Must have been a
cheer
good
of the
catch.
crowd.
A fan catching the foul ball. We didn't see it. Schreier from the windup. He will deal. That's inside for ball 3, and the count works full. Landon Miller on deck. Nobody on with 2 outs for Oscar Salazar.
Tell you what, it looks to be a really big student section.
The payoff pitch. That's outside for ball 4. And Salazar will draw back-to-back walks.
And again, if there's ever anybody that could change the complexion of a game in one swing, and that is Landon Miller, who has shown he has been able to put it out of any ballpark whenever he gets a hold of one, as he proved last year in the playoffs at Concordia.
On a 450-foot shot.
Over
the scoreboard.
And I'd be hard-pressed to think he can hit it over this scoreboard here
at
Dell Diamond. That would be an absolute moonshot.
Salazar takes off a hit-and-run call, and Miller fouls that one away for strike 1.
Well, and again, Oscar had a great jump there. I don't really think that a swing was needed, especially with that being a low and away pitch.
Schreier from the stretch. Salazar extends his lead at first. Miller will call time and back out.
There is 2 outs, correct?
Yes, there is 2 outs.
Okay, I had it's 2 outs, but I'm looking up at the scoreboard and they have it as 1, and I needed to double check myself.
Yeah, I've got 2.
Rayner and Mason.
Schreier comes set. The throw over to first, not in time, as Salazar gets back in safely. Corral gives the sign. Schreier comes set. This one's hit out to center.
Oh, just in on the hands again.
Just in on the hands, and Kelly in on it will make the catch, and that will do it for Miller. The Raiders get 1 run on no hits. They leave 1. And after 6.5, Rouse 1, Grapevine nothing. If the Raiders can hold them here, they will advance to the championship.
And I'll tell you what, we did see Nathan Miller make his way out to the bullpen. I honestly did not get to see how much warming up he did, as he is now walking back in. Gavin Silva.
He's headed to third, and Gavin Silva will make his way out.
Is coming out, and is Gavin headed to third, or is he stopping on the mound? He is grabbing the ball on the mound, and I'll tell you what, there's never been a more determined look than what I'm seeing from Gavin Silva. He would love to finish this game off. Again, 88 pitches. You are allowed a max of 110. However, if you start a batter and you hit the 110 mark, you are allowed to finish that batter before you have to exit the game on pitch count. Nathan Miller did get his pitches in, and I would suspect that if there is any inclination of a problem from Gavin Silva, that Coach Crimpine will waste no time at all going to Nathan Miller, as he has proven to absolutely thrive on these situations on the mound. But again, lots of arms at the disposal of Coach Crimpine. Carson Henderson has been warming up since the third, actually, and getting himself a great bullpen session in so far to this point. And no other defensive changes. Adrian Graves, even though he was replaced at the bat by Mason Gonzalez, he makes his way back out to left field. So still the same starting lineup for Coach Crimpine and your Rouse Raiders.
Due up for the Mustangs in the 7th, Esquivel, Corral, and Boozer.
And those would be your 5, 6, and 7 batters. So the middle to back half of the lineup here for the Grapevine Mustangs, and they're doing everything they can to stay alive in this one.
Esquivel will take for strike 1. He is 0 for 1. He has flown out to short and walked. Mustangs down to their last 3 outs. That pitch outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and really, Gavin Silva's got to calm himself down. He is absolutely hyped up right now.
This is cut on and hit out to center. Landon Miller will camp underneath it and make the catch.
We got a guy.
Round number 1.
We got a guy there, as the boys would say. That is by far the hardest hit ball that we have seen in this game.
By Grapevine.
Absolutely nuked, but it was right at Landon Miller, who just had to make a couple of shuffles to his right and squat to make a play on that ball. And
that'll bring up Gianni Corral. He is 0 for 2. He has popped up to second and grounded to short. The first pitch from Silva, and for strike 1.
And again, Gavin absolutely going right at these Mustang hitters. No fear. Oh,
that'll hit him.
My pitch. Wow.
And the tying run is aboard.
And again, as I mentioned, really needing to see Gavin calm himself, and just he's getting really hyped up here as he wants to, again, go the distance and throw a complete game. And
double play is in play here.
yes, sir, very much so. Not very many opportunities for a double play in this game. As we've only seen 2 runners make it to second base for the Mustangs.
Boozer is 0 for 2. He has struck out looking and swinging. That pitch misses for ball 1.
Got to say that was low, based on the reaction of Xander having to squat down.
Silva comes set. That pitch misses for ball 2.
Now, will they attempt to steal to get the tying run in scoring position and test the arm of Xander Forcell? That is something that Coach Webster has got to keep on his mind.
This is the bottom of the 7th. Raiders can close the door here if they score, and Coach Crimpine is going to call time. And that may be it for Silva.
It very well could be, and if so, who will he call upon? Again, Nathan Miller was getting warm earlier while the batters were, and yeah, they are. He's going ahead and calling it now. Gavin Silva is going to exit this game. Landon Miller is asking for his pitcher's glove.
Nathan Miller.
I did say Landon. I had to catch myself. Sorry, Nathan Miller.
Diego Gayton will come in. He will go to third.
Yes, Diego Gayton.
Actually, I heard him say it on the interview the other day. It's Gayton.
Gayton.
Yeah, he said Gayton.
Diego Gayton is another senior here for your Rouse Raiders.
But he said you can say it anyway. He doesn't care.
I've heard that. You know, we heard that earlier in the year visiting in with one of the other coaches, and I was like, hey, how do you say this one? He goes, man. He goes, I don't really know the proper way. So he called to his player. He goes, man, I don't care. Just whatever you want to say. So again, defensive changes here. Gavin Silva is exiting the game, giving way to Nathan Miller, who comes over from third base and is replaced by Diego Gayton. Another senior here for the Raiders who is getting his warm-up throws with Oscar Salazar, as much as Nathan Miller is getting his warm-up pitches. And one thing we do see a lot from Nathan Miller, he is a pitch-to-contact, but pitch for strikes kind of guy. I mean, you are going to you know what you get from him. He works extremely fast on the mound and absolutely pounds the strike zone. He's got a lot of great pitches to choose from. 2-seam, 4-seam, but those are not his out. He loves the breaking pitch, as does Gavin Silva, and that has been working extremely well this evening. We do see Gavin leave the game with 95 pitches, having gone 6 1/3. There, he is liable for the base runner on first base right now. He has only allowed 1 hit, 6 strikeouts, and 3 walks. So his total now through this game is 120 strikeouts on the season for the Raiders, which would now be second to Andrew Kidhill.
He will inherit a 2-0 count to Brady Boozer. Again, Boozer 0 for 2. He has struck out swinging and looking. One on with 1 out. think a courtesy runner on for the catcher. That pitch in for strike one.
Courtesy runner? No, that's still number
Yes.
5. Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry. Colin Park. Apologize, folks. Colin Park has entered the game. He was actually already in the game. We did mention that earlier as a pitch runner.
2-1 count. That's down and away for ball 3.
And again, folks, not a new pitch count. For
2-1,
Miller.
3-1 the count. Miller from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch, a breaking ball outside for ball 4. And the go-ahead run is aboard.
That'd be the winning run, Michael.
Yep, that would be the winning run. That'll bring up Zach Goldstein. Goldstein is 0 for 2. He is grounded to the pitcher, and he is popped up to short. Fastball low for ball 1.
And once again, folks, double play ball very much alive here for the Raiders defense. And they are playing it as such. Infield is at double play depth.
That pitch will go to the backstop, and the runners will advance on the wild pitch. Two and 0 the count to Goldstein. The tying run just 90 feet away. Breaking ball in for a strike, and that'll take the count 2-1.
Immediately, we're seeing the attention to even the throwback by the Raiders middle infield.
He shows bunt. He lays it down. He played by Miller. There's nobody at first. And nobody was paying attention to second.
They immediately, Jacob Sallee's doing the right thing. Holding up the stop sign, does not want a errant throw to allow that winning score or tying run to come in. As again,
that'll be an infield single for Goldstein to load the bases.
Double play, very, very much alive here for the Raiders. And
they're out at any base.
Yeah, out at any. You know they're going to look to go home. You do not want to give that play at home. If you have any opportunity to make the throw, it is a force. There is not a tag required by Xander Forcell. So any play to the inside or any play in the infield will look to come home first, if at all possible. And if they're capable of getting home quick enough, that will enable Xander Forcell to possibly get a throw down to first for the same double play.
First pitch in to Brenton Lee, a strike. Coach Crimp's calling the outfielders to move in.
And Coach Webster calling everything he can, reaching into his bag of tricks.
He shows bunt and lays off for ball 1. And that will even the count at 1.
And the courtesy runner, Colin Park, over at first, diving in hard on every pitch in the anticipation of a possible pass ball, as there was just a few moments ago.
That is fouled away for strike 2, and Lee behind 1-2. Miller comes set. The 1-2 pitch.
Ooh,
Misses for ball 2.
great patience from Brenton Lee there. Not offering at that low pitch to draw ball 2.
2-2 the count. Miller from the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball. This is hit back up the middle. This could be 2. There's 1. Throw to first.
Oh, no,
it got away. And the winning run
comes
scores.
in.
Oh, my goodness. An errant
Oh,
throw.
my gosh.
An errant throw on the fielder's choice that will see the Raiders season come to an end.
Oh, my goodness.
On what was an outstanding pitcher's duel. An errant throw by Rainer Heinrich will end the Raider season. A disappointing loss for the Raiders. As it went all the way to 7, and the scores that came in were on errors.
Yes.
Tyler Espinoza scoring on an error, and then the winning run scores on the error.
Yeah, both. Both. I mean, because the first run wouldn't have counted either. The double play is all in effect. If it's a force out on the double play, neither one of those runs would have counted, and the Raiders would have been victorious 1-0 in this game. But again, not being able to capitalize on that double play opportunity with the errant throw, Oscar Salazar doing everything he could to stretch and make that play and make that catch for his team. But he comes up empty, and hats off
Well, that's baseball, and
to
that's
the teams here, and wow.
you make it to this level and you get to this opportunity. Both teams made the best of what they had.
Yeah, and the teams talk, greeting each other, and Coach Crimpine saying hi to the coaches, and now the celebration is on for Grapevine Mustangs.
And they celebrate as well they should. It's unfortunate for the Rouse Raiders that their season had to end like that, end on an error, and after they played such a stellar season all year long. And we'll say goodbye to the 18 seniors who just played their last high school baseball game.
Yeah, 13 of which, Michael, will be moving on to play at the next level. 13 have signed their letters of intent to play in college. And now we will have the handing off of the state medals for those that are not fortunate enough to move on to the final, but have been fortunate enough to make it thus far into the Final Four in the state of Texas in 5A.
Now, Jonathan, if you'll run over the final numbers, we'll have to break down and get out of here pretty quickly.
Yes, sir. So final numbers here. Your final score, Grapevine Mustangs 2, Rouse Raiders 1. 2 pitchers coming in. The winning pitcher was Luke Schreier for the Mustangs, pitching 1 inning and allowing the 1 run to come in with 1 walk, no strikeouts recorded. The losing pitcher, Gavin Silva, going 6 1/3 innings. Again, 95 total pitches, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. Nathan Miller comes in with 1/3 of an inning, not finishing because of the winning run scored. He did allow 1 hit. Again, no strikeouts, no walks. The lineup offensively for the Raiders, 23 plate appearances, 2 hits, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts against. Offensively for the Mustangs, 22 players, 2 hits, 4 walks against, 6 strikeouts. So again, just extremely evenly matched teams here, both for the Raiders and Grapevine Mustangs. I said it earlier, it's like they're looking back at reflections of themselves, the way these teams have made it thus far, the way they've pitched, their offense, their defense, the amount of seniors, the amount of pitching that they have. It's literally they're playing against themselves, and the Mustangs came out victorious and will play at noon on Saturday for the state title.
Yeah, what a great game between these two squads, and unfortunately somebody has to lose, and the Raiders fell in this one, but we got to look to the future now and to the 2025 season that will be coming up.
Yeah, and we're going to see, again, mentioned earlier, now between Mason Gonzalez, Adrian Graves, Andrew Sanchez, and Jacob Solis will be the only returning starters for new faces, new names, and we will get to learn those guys. And next year, we're hopeful to bring you a better fan experience as we are trying to grow our camera base and our broadcast, and see if we can increase how you view the game at home during our broadcast. So
with that being
Michael?
said, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball, listening to Rouse Raider Baseball here on SHN Sports for this season. We thank you for the time that you've shared with us, and we've gotten to know all of you just somewhat.
Yeah, a lot of great chat, right?
A lot
of great chat. We really, really appreciate the chat line, all the great compliments that we have received, that Michael's received for his play-by-play. We love the game. We love bringing it to you. We enjoy this. We love watching the joy it brings to these boys. And unfortunately, we don't like the defeat that we see earlier than we wanted to last year. And now 1 game away from Coach's dream of bringing a state championship home to Rouse.
Yeah, let's do it again next year.
Yes, sir.
Get to this point, and hopefully we'll be on the other side of it, but we weren't this time. But
until next year, folks.
Until next year. For Jonathan Kaspar, I'm Michael Francis. We thank you for your support, for the broadcasts, and for your Rouse Raiders. We enjoyed bringing this season to you, and we will see y'all again next year. Good night, everybody.